Hi, Mark Donovan here from Falcon Imagery, and today I'm going to go over the topic of a pilot's four best friends. And no, it's not about lift and weight versus thrust and drag, or about the air, sky, wind, and ground. It's about something different, essential friends that a pilot needs to keep close at hand while they're out flying. So follow along. All right, let's get into it. A pilot's four best friends. Number one, airspeed is king. Without sufficient airspeed, an airplane simply won't fly. With too slow of an airspeed, the aircraft will stall and fall out of the sky. If there's a loss of an engine and the aircraft is not pitched for best glide airspeed right away, contact with the ground will come sooner rather than later. If flying at an airspeed that is above VA or max maneuvering speed, in turbulence or while performing aggressive maneuvers, this could lead to aircraft structural damage. Number two, fuel on board. There's no reason to leave fuel at the gas pumps back at the departing airport when there is room for more fuel in the airplane's gas tanks, and there's no concern about the aircraft being over gross takeoff weight. Without sufficient fuel on board, the engine will stop and the aircraft will be unable to sustain flight. Departing with full fuel tanks takes away a potential fuel starvation-related aircraft accident. Number three, altitude. Flying at low altitudes reduces a pilot's range to glide to a nearby airport or a suitable off-airport field. That light blue ring around that aircraft is the range of glide that is a tool that's available with ForeFlight. The higher we go up in altitude, the wider that ring is, and you can see your range to land at nearby airports. Flying low also increases the chances of running into terrain or obstacles like towers and wires. Always review a VFR sectional and look at the maximum elevation figures or MEFs in the specific quadrants you'll be flying over to be aware of the highest known features in those quadrants, including terrain and obstacles. As you can see here in this picture, there's a maximum elevation picture of 3,500, 3,300, and so you look along the whole length of the route, you see which is the maximum elevation figure that you'll be going across for a particular quadrant, and fly at least 1,000 feet above that, as well as be in compliance with VFR flight rules for cross-country flights. 0 to 179, you fly odd altitudes plus 500, 180 to 360, you fly even altitudes plus 500. So again, pick a proper VFR minimum cruising altitude that is at least 1,000 feet above the highest MEF quadrant you'll be flying over. And lastly, number four, having runway in front of you. Having more runway in front of you reduces concerns during takeoffs, particularly if the aircraft is heavily loaded or there is high density altitude or both. When you roll out onto a runway for departure, position your aircraft to take advantage of the entire length of the runway. Having runway in front of you gives you the best chance of a survivable landing in the event you lose your engine during takeoff. Also, when in cruise flight and you have a sudden loss of engine that may occur, with sufficient altitude and while maintaining proper airspeed, glide speed, the chances of having a positive outcome by landing on an actual runway increases dramatically versus landing in a field. Thus, while flying, always be aware of airports near your route of flight that you can possibly glide to or divert to in the event of an engine loss or any other type of trouble with the aircraft. So those are a pilot's four best friends. Airspeed is king, have plenty of fuel on board, make sure that you have plenty of altitude, such that if you lose an engine, you have ability to glide to some safe place, such as a field or even potentially a runway. And then lastly, have plenty of runway available, particularly for takeoffs. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you get notified on my next video.